Mr. President, we don't want it to be killed. We just want a bit of modification. We don't want the bill killed, but it should be slight modifications, sir. It's a necessary bill.
The Senator Natasha, in the chamber, you have to be recognized before you speak.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, we are not in a nightclub.
Hello guys, welcome back to another edition of News Trend. Now, the last time you saw me here, I was discussing what Gistlover had posted with my fellow guests at the time. Sadly, they are not here today. But I was discussing what Gistlover had posted, the 5 women that's in quotes where the side chicks are the side chicks of Senator Akpabio. And all this generated from a disregarding comment that he made to his fellow lawmaker, Senator Natasha, during a Senate meeting or a Senate gathering, whatever the case might have been then. But then he said, in his words, he told the lawmaker that the Senate chamber is not a nightclub. Therefore, she must be recognized before speaking during plenary. And a lot of people said he does owe her an apology because that is disregard. It was degrading. It wasn't right. Saying that thing on air and anybody could have caught it. And then speaking to your fellow colleague like that, it wasn't fair. And it doesn't help now that she's a woman. So it's not like, oh, this is not the first time he's doing it. He has done it to Senator Ireti before in the past, and it is constant. This now led Gistlover, according to go and watch that video. Don't let me give you back gist. What I'm here today to tell you that it did not even take 24 hours. Senator Akpabio came up with an apology. A 4 minutes, 55 seconds. I really checked the time. Like, he sat down, said, see the video for yourself. He spoke about how it's good that Nigerians are concerned about what is going on in the house. This one, that one. Uncle. To cut the long story short, he has apologized. But trust Nigerians now. People started saying, maybe who no go fear Gistlover. Gistlover, now you do this one, no. And maybe what Gistlover said was true. The senator also made a remark about how he had been getting like 2,000 to 3,000 phone calls. When I heard that, I was like, Anyways, at the point he was like, even his phone had to, whether the phone crashed or the phone packed up, I didn't even know what he said. But then he was like, at a point, the calls weren't even coming in anymore because it was getting too much. And maybe that's what prompted him to come out and, render the apology. He even stated that, he's only married to one woman. Fantastic for you. But if you ask me, he didn't have to get to that length. I don't think you had to wait for the internet to be dragging you before you would come out and say and do what you're supposed to do. And people in the comment section were now saying things like, we've not had a better Senate president since Saraki. That is Bukola Saraki, if you don't know who that is. We've not had a better Senate president since then. People started talking about Bukola Saraki, that, he was a very principled person. In the house, he was upright, upstanding, well-learned. That is not to say that this man is not well-learned. But then, like I said in the previous video, where I stated that in such an authority that you have been given, it's not, you have to think about the things you're saying, because people are going to be picking it up. See all these women that they tagged them and posted their pictures saying that they are the side chicks, that Dakore had to come out and make an entire video and, issue a court sentence to Gistlover. All those things didn't have to come out. They didn't have to happen. If he had rendered the apology, maybe Gistlover wouldn't have done that. And then we don't even know whether that story is correct, because now we have left Senator Akpabio and his apology. Like I said, nobody's even going to be focusing on that. At the end of the day, they say he's a man's word, so whatever. But maybe because different people are calling him. You have managers, you have people that are your face as a politician, as a senator. People are looking out for you. People are looking up to you. What kind of example are you setting? So obviously, people are going to come to you and be like, no, you have to redo this. You have to talk about this. You can't just let it slide. Nigerians are not going to let this matter go. Why? Because you have put in a lot of people's faves, celebrities, and they're married women that are saying that, they did not partake in any of this. Now, we don't even know, because that is another issue on its own. Gistlover hasn't still, said anything concerning those women, aside from the fact that he said, if he wants to talk about Senator Akpabio's case, 10 slides are not even going to be able to do it. All of that did not have to happen, if you ask me. And like I mentioned earlier in my previous video, he could have as well just attacked Senator Akpabio alone without dragging all these other people. The long story short of the matter is that now he has rendered the apology to the woman. But now it feels like it was by force, or that he just had to do it because, like he said, too many people are blowing up his phone. People might start coming for him, whatever the case might have been. He did not have to get to this extent. And to the people in higher authorities out there, even as a business owner or as a CEO of a company and organization, there are certain things you shouldn't say to your staff or your colleagues, even in a work environment. There's certain things that shouldn't leave your mouth. So saying something like that, knowing fully well that you're on national TV or there are cameras present, what was your aim? You didn't think about it and you just put it out there. Nah, fam, you can't be doing that. You really can't.
Still learning. Even those of us that have been in the Senate for 16 years, we are still learning. So we'll do well to continue to learn. But in the course of my talking to one of my distinguished sisters that she should speak whenever she's recognized, I made reference to the fact that we are not in a nightclub where people have to shout above the noise of the music. And the social media went agog. I'm not on social media, but my wife called me that people got angry. They published her number and said people should occupy her. So she used to receive, she received over 2,000 to 3,000 phone calls a day. And then I tried to on one of my phones. I realized it was in the public. In fact, the phone crashed after about 3 hours. So I am very happy with the interest generated by Nigerians in what goes on in these chambers, because we are here to cater for their interests. And so for them to be so interested in what goes on here means that we are connecting with the people directly. And it would have been terrible if we were doing all this work and the people were not even aware of what we are doing. But the communication was totally misunderstood. Instead of taking it for the nature of what we said, that you should not shout when you are talking and not and speak when you are recognized, they went into private abuses. I don't want to say what they did to me, because what they did to me, I think I don't merit it. I was telling DSP that it's even the one they should be talking to, because in my tradition, we marry only one wife. So they listed so many wives on social media. And at the end, it will look as if the Senate president had or has so many wives. When indeed, I'm reporting to my colleagues, I have only one. And I'm satisfied with that one. And she's a beautiful and loving woman. I will not intentionally denigrate any woman. I have a wife, I have 4 daughters. And I always pray that God will lift a girl child to the highest zenith in Nigeria, politically and in business. I also want my children to do well. So, distinguished Senator Natasha, I want to apologize to you if you felt offended. If I had mentioned that we are not in the market, they will say I said you are a market woman. If I said that you were not in a nightclub where people shout above the noise of the music, they will say you went to nightclub. If I said you were not in a community meeting in the village, they will say Akpabio says Natasha is a village woman. For me, there is nothing I will say that will not be misunderstood. But the interest generated in the social media, people jumped in, shows that you have a lot of political enemies. It also shows that I do have enemies. All of us here contested elections with people. So whenever those people think that you are being brought down, they will jump up and they will say all sorts of things. I noticed even some of them that could not pass through Senate screenings went into the fray and abused the Senate president, abused you and all that. I don't know how you took it, but I felt that I should tender a public apology to you over the miscommunication and the misunderstanding. So do accept my apologies, and my colleagues, or anybody who could have felt offended, accept my apologies. I did not mean any harm, and I did not mean what they are misinterpreting in the social media. And I hope this will come to an end, and people should concentrate on things that will move this country forward and not things that will divide us. So I hope the apology is accepted. Leader of the Senate.
So guys, now that's going to be it for this whole Senator Akpabio gist. I pray that we don't have to come back and visit it again. But as the case may be, these women case, I know Gist Lover might have, he has even taken down the post. Nothing has been said about it. He might come back and then, people are asking demands, oh, tell us more, because you can't just drop something on the internet without giving us facts. And at the same time, he might not also, continue talking about it because those were not his audience. He wasn't trying to drag them. Some of the women that were involved never said anything. We did not hear anything from Hilda Bassi. We didn't hear anything from Nancy Sime. Nothing. Nada. They just kept quiet. Inido didn't say anything. But the only two people that I heard from was Dakore and one other lady. Waneka posted and they took down her post like I mentioned. So let's see how that one goes. If anything comes up on this, definitely I'll be back here to give you full details and gist. Now, my usual anthem, subscribe. Please, presidents and generals, subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this matter. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.